Have you ever looked at your Shih Tzu and wondered not, are they well behaved, but are they actually living comfortably? I'm not talking about the moments when they cling to you or run around excitedly. I'm talking about those very small, very quiet moments that you'll completely miss if you don't know how to look. If you live with Shih Tzus long enough, you start to realize one thing. They don't need to perform happiness. When everything is truly okay, a Shih Tzu doesn't put on a show. They simply live at their own rhythm. And that calmness is what gets misunderstood most often. There are Shih Tzus who, when you grab your keys to leave the house, don't follow you, don't whine, maybe just glance at you and then go back to where they were lying. Many people think, maybe they're not that attached to me. But from the perspective of someone who has lived with this breed for years, that is a very deep kind of trust. Trust that you leave and come back. Trust that their world doesn't fall apart just because you step out of sight. A Shih Tzu that is okay will also often glance at you. Not stare, not monitor you, just a quick look and that's it. Like a quiet confirmation. Okay, you're still there. Then they go back to whatever they were doing. That's not dependency. That's balance. A stressed dog clings. A disconnected dog ignores. A stable Shih Tzu simply needs to know you exist. There is a kind of joy that only a truly secure Shih Tzu shows. Joy that spreads through the entire body. Not just the tail, but the hips, shoulders, chest, even the rhythm of their steps soften. A body that has had to stay tense for protection can never move like that. Only when there's nothing left to hold back does joy flow through the whole body. And pay attention when they sleep. There are certain positions that tell you everything at a glance. This dog is no longer concerned with protecting itself. A dog's survival instinct is to guard its vital areas. When a Shih Tzu ignores that instinct, it means worry has been gone for a long time. Many people tell me, my dog follows me everywhere. But what matters is not whether they follow you, but how they do it. A stable Shih Tzu follows lightly, without crowding, without pushing, without panic. When you stop, they stop. When you sit, they choose a spot nearby. That's not fear of abandonment. That's enjoying closeness in a calm state. And then there's mealtime. A Shih Tzu that is truly okay doesn't eat like it's fighting for survival. They eat slowly, pause, look up, then continue. Not because they're picky, but because the body is no longer in alert mode. When a dog can eat like that, it means they trust the moment. There's no rush. What I want Shih Tzu owners to understand is this. Happiness in this breed is quiet. It's not loud, not attention-seeking, not demanding. And if you only look for big, obvious signs, you will miss the most important ones. Try looking at your Shih Tzu today, not with the question, are they well behaved, but is their body truly relaxed? And if you notice a very small, very quiet moment that you once overlooked, leave a comment and share it. Your story might help another owner understand for the first time that their dog doesn't need more just to be understood correctly. There is a very familiar worry I see in almost every Shih Tzu owner, even those who care deeply. The fear of missing something important. The fear that their dog is sad without them knowing. The fear that the dog seems too okay, almost suspiciously calm. And it's that fear that often leads people to do the opposite of what a Shih Tzu actually needs. Shih Tzus don't need you to constantly stir up their world to prove that you care. When you call their name too often, touch them too much, pull them out of a calm state just to interact, you send a very different message. This world is unstable. Something is always interrupting. For a Shih Tzu, safety doesn't come from stimulation. It comes from consistency. Many owners ask me, why doesn't my dog ask to play like other dogs? Because a Shih Tzu doesn't need to ask when it knows it is respected. A dog that feels safe doesn't have to keep checking whether it's being noticed. It knows when attention is there and when it isn't. And that lack of competition is a sign of a healthy emotional foundation. There's something else people rarely talk about. Shih Tzus are extremely sensitive to their owner's state, not their words. You can speak gently, but if your body is tense, your breathing is shallow, your pace is rushed, your dog will read that before you do. They don't respond by resisting. They respond by shrinking, becoming quieter, needing less. And many people mistake that for being well-behaved. A Shih Tzu that is okay will choose to be close when you are regulated. But when you're tired, tense, or mentally busy, they often step back slightly, not because they're distant, but because they're adjusting themselves so they don't add to your load. If you notice this, don't feel hurt. See it as the sensitivity of a breed that lives deeply through perception. What exhausts Shih Tzu owners the most is trying to become the right kind of owner. But with this breed, rightness doesn't live in actions. It lives in state. It's not what you do for them. It's who you are when you're with them. Are you steady? Are you predictable? Are you safe? If there's one thing you should do after this video, it's not changing the walk schedule, not buying more toys, and not learning another technique. It's simply taking time to observe without interfering. Sit down, stay still. Let your Shih Tzu choose the distance. Choose the moment to come closer, and you'll see it clearly. When they aren't pulled, rushed, or called, your dog will reveal their true state on their own. Many owners only realize this when it's too late, when their dog becomes anxious or fully withdrawn. But if you're listening to this now, it means you still have time. Time not to fix your dog, but to adjust how you show up. If you've ever had a moment where you noticed your Shih Tzu became calmer when you slowed down too, share it in the comments. Some things only make sense when we hear each other's stories. And sometimes, all it takes is one person saying it out loud for many others to finally look back. Before this video ends, I want you to pause for a moment and hold on to one core conclusion. Not to memorize it better, and not to judge whether you've done enough, but to change the way you see your relationship with your Shih Tzu. Many dog owners care through effort, but Shih Tzus don't thrive on effort. They thrive on stability that the body can trust. You don't need to do more. What you often need is to stop doing too much. Stop stirring things up. Stop constantly checking. Stop forcing interaction just to make sure your dog is okay. With Shih Tzus, knowing when not to step in is exactly how you protect their sense of safety. The most important thing many people are never told is this. Shih Tzus don't evaluate you by single actions, but by the rhythm you create every day. They don't remember how long you played with them today. They feel whether tomorrow will feel like today. When their world has rhythm, their body relaxes. When that rhythm is constantly disrupted, their body tightens, even if on the surface, they still look well-behaved. A happy Shih Tzu is not a dog that clings all the time, nor a dog that is perfectly quiet. It is a dog that has choice. The choice to come close when it needs to. The choice to step away when it's had enough. The choice to lie still without being called up. The choice to observe without being pushed to react. When you give them that choice, you give them what this breed needs most, the right to feel safe in their own space. Many owners carry a quiet fear that if they don't do something, their dog will be unhappy. But the truth is, Shih Tzus don't need you to fill every gap. They need space that is calm enough for the body to self-regulate. Just as humans need silence to breathe, Shih Tzus need non-interference to feel that life is flowing. If you've noticed that your Shih Tzu becomes calmer when you slow down too, that's not coincidence. That's biology. A dog's nervous system mirrors the rhythm of its environment. When you rush, they tense. When you are steady, they settle. And when you stay regulated long enough, your dog no longer needs to adjust itself just to survive. The most beautiful part of living with a Shih Tzu isn't in loud moments. It's in ordinary afternoons, where nothing special happens, where your dog lies somewhere within sight. Not demanding, not worrying, just being. When you can see that and feel fullness instead of emptiness, you've entered a different kind of relationship with your dog. And if you suddenly realize that you once misunderstood that quietness, that's okay. Living with a Shih Tzu isn't a test. It's a process of learning to become more sensitive to very small signals. No one gets it right from the beginning. What matters is that you're learning to look deeper, slower, and more honestly. If this video helps you worry less, control less, and be more fully present with your Shih Tzu, then it has done its job. Leave a comment sharing what you're keeping for yourself after this video. Sometimes, all it takes is one person saying it out loud for many others to finally believe that their dog doesn't need to be fixed, only understood.